Okay, everybody, welcome to our semifinals for the friendly tournament. In this corner, we've got Lunik, the winner of the blind tournament, as the Protoss. And in this corner, we've got Chad, who has won one round in our friendly tournament and is now facing off against the winner of the blind tournament to see who gets to go to the finals against Henry. Excited to see what we got going on here. We've picked a map that is fairly neutral to both of these players' playstyles because I believe that they should be a relatively even match. But we'll see. We'll see where we end up. We already have Pylon up out of Chad. We got Pylon up out of Lunik here. We got a Forge down first for Chad instead of a Gateway. Interesting. There's a Gateway. Lunik going for an early expansion. Lunik has been expanding exceptionally aggressively in these last few games. Got a simulator up for Chad over here. No refinery online yet. Okay, there we go. One assimilator up. Pylon's coming down. Chad's oversaturated on his mineral line now. Lunik not quite there yet. We got 2 in the assimilator, 15 on the mineral line. Gateway in, second assimilator coming up for Chad. First gateway coming up for Lunik now. Chad's going to be a little bit ahead on the Zealot game, but the amount of time it takes to walk him over there is going to eliminate whatever kind of lead he's got right this second. We're not seeing Chrono Boost out of either of these players. That would be something we're watching for. Something to give you the edge against the other Protoss player is more efficient management of your Chrono Boost. But looks like Lunik's going to be way ahead on the economy game here. He's got his Nexus up at least a full 45 seconds before Chad does. And that's if he does it immediately, right this second while we're talking about it. We see Chrono Boost coming out now on the gateway. Very nice. Chad has only built 1 Zealot in his gateway, but he does have upgrades coming through his Forge. You see Forge up here, but not building anything. Could be seeing some more Chrono Boosts out of Lunik here. He's using them, but he is not using them as fast as you can. You can do a lot of Chrono Boosts. You hold 200 energy, costs 50 apiece, so you can Chrono Boost 4 times in a row before you need to start recharging. Chad getting up his second Nexus now, but he's down about 2 full minutes on this base's economy. 2 full minutes is going to give you like an extra 1,000 resources or something like that. So Lunik's kind of up about 1,000 resources right now, from what we can tell. Photon cannon going up. We only have 1 pylon here. This is a particularly dangerous setup until he can reinforce with more pylons. Yeah, 1 more pylon coming there, but he's got to cover the power on this because otherwise you can cut power to the cannons. It'll shut this whole block down. Got a couple more Zealots coming forward here. So Lunik has committed to his signature 3 Zealot attack. Here it is. Here it comes. We're going to see if Chad is ready for the violence. Chad's going to have weapons up here. Lunik sees that Chad is prepared, that Chad is ready, and he decides to abandon his attack. A smart move, conserving some early resources. We got double refineries up at our home base here. We're fully saturated on the main. Our natural is oversaturated on the mineral line. No refineries yet. Lunik up a bit on the income track. But we're seeing players at even resources, which means that Lunik is converting into more material into that third base here. Fantastic. In a situation like this where Chad is not being overly aggressive. Oh, okay, wait. Chad Chrono boosted out some stalkers here. This could be very, very good. He's got a Stargate going up. We'd love to see some more offensive buildings, some more military buildings coming out of Lunik here. But we're going for this early expansion here into this third base. We've talked a couple times about how Lunik might be getting just a little tiny bit greedy with these expansions. But so far, he has not been punished so hard that he's lost games for it. It's come very close, but we'll see where it ends up. These couple of zealots are no longer effective into this army, so he either needs to walk them back or use them to scout or do something else with them, because they are not going to do much right there. Especially with this photon cannon up. Chad getting base fully saturated here, coming in on that pretty quick here, but he's got no probes coming. Let's see more probes. Fleet Beacon, Twilight Council up. Chad is rocketing through his military buildings. We are not seeing that coming out of Lunik. Oh, okay, there we go. Now we got 3 gateways coming up. Cybernetics Core online. We got upgrades coming out for players. Chad just a little bit ahead on the upgrade game, but over the course of this game, it's not going to end up mattering too much. Take a look at our unit count. We got 8 zealots total. 8 zealots total on Lunik, but they're split up a little bit. Ooh, Lunik has positioned his 3 zealots on the expansion to take it out the second that it showed up. This is actually a very smart move. Fantastic. He just cost Chad 400 resources there. Paid these zealots off. Bing, bam, boom. Hey, he did a little bit of damage. Love to see that. Stargate coming up. Lunik looks like he has bought himself just enough time to start building lots of zealots. It is his signature strategy. Chad going straight back into the expansion. Chad's a little bit behind here on the expanding. These kind of slightly early expansions coming out of Lunik are paying off. He has not been punished so hard that he is going to die. I like to see that. We're going to start seeing the gap in our military widening very quickly here. Lunik needs to build a lot more pylons. He's getting supply capped here. Gonna have a really hard time getting anything out right now. Yep, these are no longer producing. He's got a couple more pylons on the way, but he's realizing that because he has such he's getting supply cap that he can probably attack with what he's got access to. Especially after killing that expansion. He knows he's ahead on that chart. Ooh. This is very unlucky. Chad has moved out his forces to go attack as Lunik has moved in his zealots to attack. He's going to be fairly defenseless here against this engage. 1 carrier up, though. These will slowly kill through these zealots. But Lunik looks as he has time to take care of the expansion real quick before Chad is able to react with his units at home. And Lunik already has enough stuff in the back to protect against this attack he's getting hit with. These carriers are fast. Oh, and Lunik's going to get his forces pancaked here. He decides to just trade it off. That's a pretty good idea. He knows that he's up on economy, so it's good to just go ahead and send him off. He needs to find something to deal with this carrier. He needs to get some... He's got a Stargate up so he can get some Phoenixes out. Those are very effective. Void Ray, also very, very effective against this particular... that particular type of unit. Chad has just established some carriers out now. This is how he won his last game. He just built a bunch of carriers, and they were good enough. So we'll see how it goes. Lots of zealots on the ground, though. This is a truly incredible force of zealots right now. 25 will do a lot of work at this point in the game, the way these players have been playing. Lunik just back in it again. He goes back, he cycles up, and then he just runs his units in again. This is fantastic play. I mean, he's got charge up online. You can see he's producing a Phoenix back home to try to deal with these carriers. Chad walking the carriers back, but they're very slow. These are very, very slow units, and Lunik has a very, very fast mobile army. So he's going to be able to get a lot of damage in this opportunity. And that is enough damage that this is probably going to lead to the slow decline of this game. Even with these 3 carriers, they're going to take a second to deal with all of these zealots. Yep, they only managed to pick off 1 or 2. As the zealots get to run away. Carrier's too slow. Too slow for the situation. And Lunik is just still shoveling units out back here. He's starting to run out of minerals at his main, but we're seeing that is probably not going to matter too much here. Chad is now moving his carriers forward. There's a tool in the Protoss's kit that lets you recall your units that are very effective with this type of attacking. Okay, we see shield battery just plugging away into these units that are here. Oh, and these carriers are going to start going down. Too many Phoenixes came up. Zealots all going in. Chad's supply is not nearly as high as it needs to get. This supply gap is deadly. That's gonna be enough to end it for sure. For sure. Yep. Congratulations, get Lunik on game 1. Let's see what we can do. This is just a 3-game series because we're into the friendly tournament again. So Lunik's got 1 more to win, and Chad needs to get 2 to do the reverse sweep.